start going 100 miles an hour. Okay, so I will start. Good afternoon, everyone. I've actually been really looking forward to this session. Whether or not it goes well or not is another matter, because everything is demo. So you're looking at a Power App at the moment. So it's all connected to Dataverse. The images are held within an image field within Dataverse. It's the real deal as far as this is concerned. And I do all of my presentations use this particular tool. So that includes the course I wrote that's got 300 lessons in it, 42 hours of content, all delivered using what we're looking at today. So that everything you see today is demo, even the kind of Power Platform bit of it. Now, so this session, how this session works, well, I'm just going to give you a little bit. I'll do a bit about me, not much, but mainly because it's an app anyway. And then I've already done the how are you bit. So you guys have already done the bit where you tell me how you feel. And we'll jump onto that in a second and say, actually, it kind of comes out like this. We're going to do some games. That is pretty well what we're going to do in this session. We're just going to do some kind of fun games. And for the most part, I am not going to really explain the technology, because I think that sometimes if you're like a magician or something like that, and you've got the rings and so on, and then you tell people that it's actually some little, widget that you have to do to uncouple them, it just starts to, it can be stressful, that whole kind of, I must learn stuff. And you're not really supposed to learn anything in this. You're supposed to just experience it. That's the idea with the session. So we're going to do some games, and then I'm going to do how are you kind of version 2. So let me just jump out of there, and I'm going to jump onto the about me bit. So jump onto there, and we are just going to launch the about me app. So just go onto Rory there, and let's just go F11 this. So my name is Rory Neary. I used to be a chartered accountant. I did a lot of Excel, because that's what accountants do. And what happened was I finished doing accountancy. I just had enough of it. And anyone who is an accountant will understand that kind of just the strain of just doing month end after month end. Honestly, it kind of is why accountants are boring, because anyone that's prepared to put up with that is, I don't know, you've got to have a certain level of tolerance to it. So what happened was I stopped doing the accountancy, and then I didn't know what to do next. I started doing Power BI, and then put up my CV, ended up at Biffa, built various Power BI reports for them. Then, because I was building kind of slightly wacky Power BI reports, including this one called Puppy Finder, where we were trying to work out where in the country these puppies were. And it sounds like Cruella de Vil, doesn't it? But where in the world? And they were actually on the Biffa tenant. So they only had 5 Power BI reports, of which Puppy Finder was one of them. And it's not really what Biffa do. So I got myself my own I got myself my own tenant, and it was when I saw the tenant, I saw Power Apps. I thought, oh, Power Apps, how amazing! So got into that, and I then went and joined Parliament. So I joined the Parliamentary Digital Service, and then from there started doing YouTube, all this sort of stuff. Set my own channel up and so on. Then moved to Reckitt Beninckaiser, and finally I'm now where I am now, which is working alongside Adam at Hybrid Services. So that is the little bit about me. Look, yeah, it's about me, but it's also about Power Apps. Everything is about the technology. So it's just another way of presenting the information. I like doing it this way. I mean, the amount of information that is effectively within this app is huge. It's a course, a course that I wrote that was 42 hours long, I could go to any one of the lessons there and just show it you and just do it. It would all be there. And I challenge anyone that give them 6 months, will they be able to find that particular presentation, and will they be able to deliver it? I think it's pretty hard to do that. So we've done the how are you bit, and so what that kind of leads to is, I'm just going to kill this one here, and I'm just going to move out of this one as well, some bits for later on. So this is the how are you thing. So if I go refresh report, then what we'll see is we've got Power BI sitting inside Power Apps, which actually I think is really cool. That people think that's cool, Power BI sitting inside Power Apps. It is genuinely really cool, because what it means is that you can actually, you can put lots of reports in here. So for example, I could actually show my favorite report of all, which is the Premier League Power BI report. So this report is cool because this report has actually got 15 years worth of Power BI, worth of football data in there. And you can see 41,000 matches. It's a lot of matches, and you sort of think, well, what? I mean, the point of it is that Power BI can deliver many stories. People construct their Power BI reports quite often as if they can only tell one story. And what I did with this was, I'll show you how mad it goes, really. So if I show you I won't show you on there. My shortcuts, great. So this is the actual Power BI report here. And if you actually go onto one of these things, the running totals, you'll notice that it's absolutely mad. And it's mad because it doesn't have any filters on it. But actually, if you jump back to the filters, I had no intention of showing this to you, and you kind of whack it onto Premier League, and then you sort of say 2021, and then you go back to the running totals. What you'll see here is now you've got some real running totals of what's been going on. And if you then say, do you know what, still a lot of lines if I'm honest, I'm actually just going to only look at the leaders. What we can actually see here is that that actually we can see the genuine story of what has happened in the Premier League this year. So we've gone from 41,000 records down to, I'm not quite sure how many records, down to 70 records. And actually it's genuinely meaningful. And if I went further into it, I'd be talking about Tottenham and how they actually hadn't done that well. They'd kind of scored a couple of goals, but they hadn't actually had very many shots. And we could actually compare. So there's loads of really cool stories that you can tell. Tottenham were basically, living the dream sort of thing, but not actually, paying the ticket often enough and so consequently now they've started to kind of go on the slide, but that was really obvious within the data, and the data here is really cool. Anyway, I've got to get off that because let's just go on to so in terms of, the point there was that we were able to show within the same tile more than one Power BI report. I think that's really cool. There are loads of really amazing ways in which you can leverage that. I don't know how long this thing is going to take. I have got so much stuff. We could do blockbusters, by the way. The thing I would like to do now is we're just going to kick off with the idea with this, and it's going to be not as good with less people, is we're going to actually take a look at, we're going to take a look at the app that I put together to run this session. And the purpose of the app was to kind of generate communication with people. So the idea was actually for it to have, for lots of people to be in here and for us to be able to work with it. So let's just see, South Coast Manager, that will do. Now, if I go onto this room grid here, what we'll see is this is supposed to be a visual representation of this room. So I'm just going to make sure that doesn't do anything. That's good. And I actually can reshape this room. So we're only on, how many rows? We said it was 20 rows, and we've got 10. That's this thing here that's being silly. Nope. Good. And we've got 10 columns. And so what I'm doing is I'm dividing the room into the number of seats that we have, and I'm actually going to divide the room into reds versus blues. Actually, it's not very good here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of say that theoretically we're going to kind of go, we're going to have, let me see, we've got blues on that side and reds on this side. So, no, so no, yeah, actually, yeah, you jump across there, but actually, if you scooch up as well, because the idea is that you're supposed to communicate with each other along the way. Okay, so, oh no, now they're going to win. Okay, it doesn't matter anyway. So the red team, column number 6. So the idea with this is that I'm going to ask you a question in a bit. And what you do is you go onto the South Coast Summit thing, you go onto the team response, and then what you'll do is you'll be set up and you'll say what row you're in and what column you're in. So let's say, for example, I am Paul, then I'm going to say that I'm in row number 1, 2, 3, 4, and that I'm in column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Yep. No, I think you're 6, actually. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 6. So if I was Paul, I would say, what did I say was, column is 6, row number is 4, and I've actually got it set up so that, there's my quiz lines. Now, the correct response, it's just a hello world one I'm doing at the moment. So you can actually do this, by the way. If you just answer as hello world, that's fine. Yeah, well, I am going to do it. So, but the idea is you go onto here and you go 6-4, and then you go hello world. Now, it's a very simple flow that goes through. It then compares what you've submitted to the correct answer, which is hello world. And then what it's supposed to do, this is demo demons and so on, is it then writes a line of data into my responses, and then the idea is that when we go back here, in fact, I probably should have reset the survey before I did this. And if I hit refresh responses, we've got more responses kind of coming in. But at the end of the day with this, now I'm noticing there aren't many in row number 1. I'm kind of guessing that people have responded, but they may not have responded. I don't know. But the idea is that it's supposed to be a visual representation of this room, and so later on I will ask other questions, and you will then someone will know the answer, but the idea is you actually tell your teammates the answer, and then maybe the reds beat the blues sort of thing. So do you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the red team start at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5? That's 6. 1, 5, 6. That makes that 7. So I'm going to make the red team. Would that be right? 6. I've got my brain round the wrong way at the moment.
10 columns.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want it to be. Yeah. I'm going to make it start at 7, because actually I want this part of the room as being the red team. I think that makes it fair, but it seems to have gone round the wrong way. Let's just get 6 anyway. Okay. Well, I'll leave it at that. So now what I'm going to do is just do some kind of fun games. Just using Power Apps, and the first of those games is the and I'm going to have to I will have to stop sharing my screen, because otherwise you'll know the answers. So I need to, there we are, good. I need to kind of, and I will need to pop this up. Oh, this is the fun bit, isn't it? How am I going to see what's going on? Oh, it's one of these ones. This is really hard. good. And then, I'm actually just going to see over that time Rory broke the TV. So what am I going to do is I'm now going to go to, I can't see it because of the reflection, and there's my games, and there's the reveal game, and then I'm going to go on to here to start the game, and yeah, kill you, and then we'll go on to play the game. Sorry if you can't see it very well. And then I will I actually wrote this game a long time ago. I think that's the reason why it doesn't actually render amazingly well on this. I think it's sort of built for an iPad or something like that. So the idea is that gradually a picture will be revealed, and someone in your team will know the picture, and then what the idea is that you'll know it and you go, oh, it's this. And so the idea is to kind of nurture a bit of communication there. So what I need to do on my side is I've got the app here where I show the correct answer. So I'm obviously not going to tell you what the correct answer is, or have I done that already? I may have done that already. Yep, I have. So we'll ignore the first one. Do you know, that was because I was testing it, but don't worry, so what we'll do is we'll skip over the first one, and then we'll actually do the second one. So and that will do, and then I'll save and close it. So we'll do the first one, which is this. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, good. And I am just going to hit the play. But you can't see that. There we are. That's better. That's better. Okay, hit the play. And what this will do is it'll come up with the first one. We already actually know the answer to this one, but it's always fun to do it anyway. So, oh my goodness. It's not what I thought it was. Oh, it is. It is really him. Do you know, I used to have this one, and it was actually Donald Trump I kept on having. Oh my goodness. Like, people could just like literally see the bottom of his ear, and they go, Donald Trump. It was quite amusing. So that is Donald Trump, and here he comes, and that's fantastic. So it's a little bit loud. So what we'll do now is you can the next one that we're going to do is one that I want you to guess. Now, what I want you to do is to guess the name, or sort of work out the name of the particular actor or actress, but just give me the first name. That's all I want you to do. So obviously it'll be a first name and a surname, but I'm just going to make it easy and just say, hey, just give me the first name. So you will need to communicate within your teams, because one of you will know it, and it'll actually be quite obvious when you do know it. So what I'm going to do is pop that on there, and there's every possible. This is quite random actually. So the way in which it's got a gallery, I don't know if you want to geek out on Power Apps, but it's a. Oh no! Hold. Oh. Oh, and I've been an idiot because I have. Yeah. So you do it on there, and I've been an idiot because I've not reset the survey. So actually, I've still got the answer to the previous survey. But actually, the purpose of this, if you remember, the purpose of this was actually to create communication within people. And actually, we've seen it already that by putting people in teams and actually getting them to quasi-compete with. If I hadn't done this, you probably wouldn't have spoken to each other. And yet we have a group of people that don't know each other that are now communicating with each other. Hello. Hold on.
So I think I'm 10. Column 10. Yes.
Sorry, and we will do another one of these. Bec- that doesn't matter. I have two. So let me just... So I need to get myself back online here. Honestly, I can't wait to do the chase. So this is quite tough. So I'm just going to get myself down here, over here. So a lot of people have guessed the answer already, and the answer is Scarlett Johansson. So what we then do is we kind of go back onto the app and we kind of start to visualize where in the room the people got the answer right. Now the reason why it's an issue is because I didn't reset the survey before we started. So we actually had all the old answers as well as the new answers. So I think that's quite cool. This is what I wanted to do. So what we've got is we've got the old answers and the new answers, but actually that is a visual representation of the responses, and you can probably see, is that actually correct? It might not be correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I think the reason is because if you do multiple responses, which we would definitely have had, then we end up with the way in which it counts isn't clever enough to work out that it's distinct and so on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reset the survey. So do you want me to explain the tech that's going on here? Because there's some quite unusual technical things. There's some quite unusual things going on here. Power Apps doesn't actually do grids this size. It doesn't do them. So there's some really interesting technical things going on within this in order to deliver a room that is actually this size. And it's a thing called zero height galleries. And they're kind of complicated, but they're kind of cool as well. Because can you imagine if this was doing a survey on a vehicle? And I just imagine it, and you want to sort of say, well, actually, there was a dent here, and there was a thing here, and a thing there, and all that sort of stuff. You could genuinely do that, whereas actually with only 10 wide or 10 down, you can't do it. So zero height galleries are the way in which you do that. So what I'd quite like to do, do you want to do another one of those? Yeah, we'll do another one of those. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of reset. I don't even know where my mouse is. I think I have to go across to this thing. Okay, good. But of course I can't show you what I'm actually up to. So good. Right. Good. So I'm going to move this off screen so I can get myself set up. Now I'm hitting the reset. I'm going to have to hit the clear survey. So what that does is it goes off to flow. It just says, okay, to all intents and purposes, delete everything from that Dataverse table. And it's the same table that we were using earlier on in the very first flow. So so what we should find, and I know you can't see this, P, Shift P, and I'm going to duplicate it. So you should be able to see it now. Wow, not that. Good. So I should be able to hit the refresh responses thing, and now the data within Dataverse has actually reset, so we can actually genuinely go back to the start again. So now, because I'm just going to just make it so it's extended again, and I'm actually going to program in the next one of these. So I actually can't remember. I can't remember who the next thing is. So I'm just going to reveal one square to remind me of what it is. I literally can't remember. So all right, fine, it was good. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully it won't be anything too kind of conspicuous. Oh my God. I think I know what this is. So, okay, I want... Let me do one more. Oh yeah, I know who this is. Okay. Oh, I haven't even put it on the screen. Well, that's perfect, isn't it? So I can actually do the exercise here. My goodness, there are so many screens. Okay, good. And do new, and then do. I just want the first name of this particular person that I'm going to show on the screen. So I'm going to grab you, pop you up here, and so there we are. So teams. get talking to each other. This person is actually very well known. Do you want me to do another reveal? You got it? Okay, keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Is anyone on this team? These guys have got it. So we're going to just click another one. Oh. One more. Oh, you got to get it now. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, yeah. First name, four letters. Good. But you know the cool thing about this is what we're actually going to do is we are going to be able to see the order in which you guys all submitted your answers, which I'm really looking forward to. So what we should find is that you guys answered first and you guys answered slightly afterwards. So let's check this out. So would anyone like to say who they think this is? What? Oh, did you put Megan? Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so now we're going to go back and we're going to actually. So we're going to go back and we are going to. Okay, good. A few too many screens here. Excuse me. Right then. So what we had to see, if I zap this thing, I did have it on a timer and stuff like that. So if I zap this thing, this is the responses that we got. So this is, okay, maybe demo demons and so on, because I feel as if you guys probably answered more correctly than this. But in terms of the way in which this starts to give us a bit of an idea about the responses, and also what I decided to put in was a little slider so that I can actually see the order in which people got their answers right. So if you actually whop the slider back the way, we should be able to see that the very first person that got the answer right. Now, in fact, this has gone a bit weird. No, don't worry. This thing here should be 10 wide. Yeah. And it starts at 6, something like that. Oh, that's interesting. And this total rows is 20 anyway. Rows 20, total columns is 10. Unfortunately, I just bounced onto a. Good, and that should start at 7. Yeah, I mean, so the thing here was I didn't know the size of the room. Well, this is mysterious. Total rows, total columns. And the reason for that is because I've now got it so it's only the very first person that responded. So we can actually see that our very first. Yeah, did you? Okay. And so what we can actually see is we can actually see the way in which the communication went on between the different people and how the actual red team managed to get the right answer. Is that cool? This is a visual representation of the way in which a group of people communicated with each other in relation to this. Do you know that would have been a really fun extension to this. I'm going to do a time check.
You also have it where when you click the button on the other one to reveal a new square, it sort of records the iterations of the square. So you said, this was clicked before, we had 2 squares available and this person was 3, or did you?
I mean, ultimately, it is literally date time stamps with rows and columns where the answer was right. So it sounds to me as if you probably could. But yeah, this was just in my mind as how amazing. Look, it would have been great if the room had been full, because it would have been really, we'd have had spots of communication between people. And this, you do Power BI, but actually this is a visual. You couldn't do this in Power BI. I can't imagine being able to do this in Power BI, and yet Power BI is a data visualization tool. So I'm sure if you thought about it for long enough, you probably. I'm sure if you thought about it long enough, please don't. But I'm sure you could probably do that. So let's do. Should we just do another game? Because the whole point of this, look, I just want you to come out of this and think, oh, that was fun. I saw some things in Power BI. So I am just gonna come on to here. That F11. In fact, I completely missed out one of the bits of this presentation, but, and I go back to here. And now I actually have, I'm going to do the guitar app. No, I'm going to leave that for the moment. Let's just do Blockbusters. So what we're going to do is we will play a game of Blockbusters. Actually, I think that we've got the right amount of people for this. So I'm going to hit the play button. And I'm going to F11 this. Oh, that's not too bad. I'm going to F5 it again, though. Oh, how bizarre. Sorry? No, let me just check. That'll do. That will do. And then I'll F11 it. Okay, we'll go Blockbusters. We're going to play the game. And it's not going to be on French food. So what I do need to do, though, I need to take it off here because it might reveal... I'll just jump into this one. This is French food anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that's good. So I will... Oh, my gosh. So I'm going to F5 this, so I get back in, and then I'm going to do. I'm going to go on to famous people, which is this one here, and then I'm going to team colours, and then I'm going to say it's going to be reds against the blues. So I'm going to click on this one here, and then make it blue, and then go back, and then we're going to go famous people, and then we're going to play Blockbusters. And so I'm basically going to. I'm going to make it full screen, actually. I'm going to duplicate it. P, and duplicate. And then, that should be good. Excellent. And now I have to remember, so who would like to start off with Blockbusters? Who would like to start the game? Who would like to choose a letter?
I would like an I, please.
You'd like an I. Sorry? It's the I. Let me just, and you are in the blue team. Yeah. Okay. And I need to remind myself of who that is. Let me just go onto the settings here and then just go onto that. 5. Oh. 7. Oh, do you know what? Actually can't remember who it is. Let me just... Oh, I know why. It's because... oh, it is famous people. Okay, good. First name of a famous cricketer. So actually, it's the first name begins with I, and... Yeah, so I'll give you that. I'm just going to make them up as I go along. So we'll click on that, and then we'll do this. Do you remember that? Do you remember that sound? Come on. And would you like to one of your team to pick another letter? And I will throw this out to everyone now, so it's kind of fingers on your buzzers. Just shout it out. Where would you like to go next? Sorry?
F, please.
Have an F, please. And I need to remember... do you know what? I'll go with the... oh, crumbs. I literally can't remember what the names of these things were. Let me just go on... Let me just F5 this. The problem is I'll just reveal the game if I'm not careful. So I will extend it. Right, excuse me. Okay, good. Leave that, and then I will... So I need a version of this where I can actually see the game. Right, and I'm just going to go on to this. Famous people, play, settings, and then I'll go admin mode. Ah, yes, I know what it is. Hopefully you didn't see any of that, which is good. And then I will just go on to blockbusters, and we will just jump this up. Oh. Right. We're good. Okay, yes. This person actually created I believe they created the Sunburst visual. And it's not going to be the person you think it is. The Sunburst visual was made a long time ago. It's probably about the 18th century or something like that. It's actually a female that made it. I'm pretty sure I'm right. And she was during wartime, all that sort of thing. And and she also, it was. Yeah, so I will give that to yourselves. So how do I do this? Go on to here, and it's the red team, and so go on to there and do this. So we'll pick up the pace now. Where would you like to go? B, which is there. Okay, B, and this person is a pretty well-known person that makes power apps. It's the first name, by the way. And this person actually met Brian Dang. Sorry, it's niche knowledge. Paul, you're going to have to go back to Power Platform school. So actually, that was pretty good. So Brian Dang. Okay, where would you like to go, team? Okay. Oh, I love this one actually because there's loads of clues for it. Famously headbutted someone. Indeedio.
You sort of found a little Z's you can think of.
Wow, it's the end of that one. Where would you like to go? Jay. Where are we? Jay. Okay, Jay. Yes. Has a speech impediment, apparently. Only learned that today. Was that this side? I think it was this side. Was that in the session that we were just in? Oh, well, there you go. It was in the keynote. How good is that? Okay, good. So that's flipped over the other side, isn't it? So it's a J. Okay, good. We are going to play this game. We're going to. This is it. Half of the presentation hasn't been done, but it's okay. So where would you like to go, Reds? And I'm going to pick. Someone else hasn't spoken so far. Adam, where would you like to go? W. Sorry? W and W. Wrote a lot. Wrote a lot. Wrote a lot of things. Yes. Okay. I'm actually enjoying this. Okay, this is red team. Oh, sorry. I can't actually see much. Is that okay? Where would you like to go, blue team? Sorry. Is that C? So once again, we're going first names. It might be hard. It might not be. Painted stuff. Well done. So the clue was painted stuff. So we have. Okay. And where would you like to go? Sorry, which one is that? So where are you going? S. Okay, this is a really good one. I've just thought of a really good clue for this one. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm on the right colour. Okay, so came from Hyderabad. the correct answer. And what do we do at the end of this? So I had loads more stuff to show you. I mean, the whole point of this was, hey, we come in as a group of people and that didn't know each other, and that I've used the Power Platform to actually connect people. That was the purpose of this session. The purpose was not to teach you anything in particular. The purpose was actually to connect you to each other and go, actually, do you know, I felt good, you know, as a result of that. So what we will do, the final part of this, is for me to zap this. I'm going to clear the surveys because it will clear the surveys and just make sure that it actually does it. Because what I want you to do is go back onto the survey to tell me how you're feeling, and that hopefully that you're actually feeling better now than you felt at the start. And the person that put 10, please don't mess me up by putting a 1 because life works. So this is powerplatformlearn.com. You then go to the South Coast Summit, and then you go onto the emotion thing. You put a number in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go back. Rory might end up finding where he needs to go. So I need to go emotion response, and what I'll do is jump up here. I actually can't remember how you were feeling on the way in. I thought it started with a 7 though, right? It started with a 7. So you came into this feeling a 7 point something as a group, and you've gone out of it feeling an 8. And as far as I'm... Oh my goodness. So you come out of it feeling like a 9. And that's good enough for me to take a group of people that are feeling a certain way, and then for them to be a little bit more connected with each other and to feel a little bit better about, you know, about themselves. So thank you everyone for coming to this session. I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, hope to see you again soon. If I can grab your computer and do the and if you can do the survey responses and all that sort of thing, that would be wonderful. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.